My name is Todd, and let's go ahead and get started. We're getting started with a warm-up. We're going to go and do some high knees. Try and get your knees up past parallel. And we're going to switch to some high kicks. Get your hamstrings woken up. Now we're going to add a twist to it. Remember, keep that core tight. All right, switch it up some butt kicks. Try if you can to get your heel to make contact with your hand, your butt, or at least close to it. Right, next we're going to jog in place, warm up our ankles and feet. Switch it up some jumping jacks. All right. We're going to go ahead and take our legs about shoulder width apart. Arms are out to the sides. We're going to make some small shoulder circles. If you can, try and get your hands behind your chest, your shoulders, for more of a stretch in your chest. And reverse directions. And we're going to reverse and make those circles big. Directions. All right. Now next one, we're going to have our arms about parallel with the floor, and we're going to start making some elbow circles. Reverse. Right, shake it out. All right, arms spread nice and wide, fingertips pointed back. Get a nice stretch in our chest, and we're going to cross our arms over, try and bring our elbows together. Big stretch, and switch which arm goes over top. We should be inhaling when we open up, exhaling when we give ourselves a hug. All right, next we're going to take care of our wrists. So we're going to start just bending and folding at the hand and the wrist. After you're warmed up enough and you want to go for the full arm extension, go ahead. And switch. All right. Now we're going to take our wrists and we're going to roll them out. In reverse directions. Switch hands. In reverse directions. All right, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so our first exercise is going to be more like a circuit. So it's going to be 3 exercises back to back, and then we're going to take a break, and then we're going to repeat. All right, so the first one's going to be a squat. So legs about a little outside of hip width apart. We're going to bend it tilt our pelvis back, bend at our waist like we're sitting back in a chair. And we want to try and keep our knees spread out to about over our ankles and get our thighs parallel with the floor. Now when we come up, we're going to squeeze our glutes, bring our hips forward. And repeat, down. Exhale on the way up, squeezing glutes. Inhale on the way down. Exhale on the way up. And 10. All right, so our next one is going to be a crawl to plank. So we are going to squat down to the ground, crawl out into a quadruped, make our way to plank. Tight core, glutes are squeezed, spine is nice and straight. And then we're going to crawl back in and come back up. And repeat. Last one. All right, so our next exercise is going to be a crab hold. So what we're going to do is we're going to sit on our butts. Hands are behind us and to the sides. And we're going to keep a tight core, squeeze our glutes, and pull with our hamstrings to bring our hips up. We should be staring up at the ceiling to keep a neutral spine and keeping those glutes squeezed and core tight. And release. All right, go ahead and take a break. And on your break, you can either catch your breath, get a Get a little drink of water or do something to keep your heart rate up. All right, let's go ahead and get started on the second circuit. Start with squats. And last one. All right, next exercise, crawl to plank. All right, last one. All right, great work. Next exercise is going to be the crab hold. So hands are out at your sides and behind you. Shoulders are pulled back. We're going to pull with our hamstrings, like through our heels. We're going to pull with our hamstrings and squeeze with our glutes. Try and keep a neutral spine. Keep those glutes squeezed and the core tight. If you need to readjust, feel free. Be careful. And down. All right, great job, guys. Take a break before the next set. All right, guys, for the next set of exercises, we're gonna need a mat or something soft to lay on. The first exercise is going to be a glute bridge. So we're gonna lay on our backs, shoulders are on the floor, ankles are under our knees. And we are going to press up with our glutes while keeping our core tight. We should feel the squeeze in our glutes and the stretch on the front of our legs. We'll hold that for a second. Lower down and bring your knees in. Lower back down, press through the glutes, tight core. Slowly lower down, pull your knees into your chest. And go ahead and move at your own pace. I'm going to do 10. Last one. All right. So for the next exercise, we're going to be on our sides. It's okay to have the arm you're laying on just out in front of you. The other arm is going to be on your hips. And so what we're going to do, this is an exercise for the side of your core. We're going to raise our legs and try to reach towards our toes. And down. That was one. Go again. Exhale. Hold. Slowly lower down. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And last one, make it count. 10. Now we're going to switch sides. All right, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, and 10. All right, now we're going to lay on our stomachs. And this one is called the Superman. And it's for our whole posterior chain. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay on our stomachs with our arms stretched out in front of us. And we are going to raise our arms and our legs, engaging our shoulders and glutes, and lower back down. And again, we'll hold for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, down. 2, 2, 3, down. 4, 2, 3. One more. 5, 2, 3, and relax. Take a break before the next circuit. All right, guys. round of exercises. So we'll start with our glute bridges. Squeeze your glutes, raise your hips up, keep your core tight. Hold for a sec. Slowly lower down and pull your knees into your chest. And repeat. And last one, make it count. All right, now switch over to your side. Try and keep your spine nice and straight. Legs are stretched out. Hand on your side. We're going to try and balance. Raise our legs and reach for our toes. Lower back down. 1, 2, 3. 2, 2, 3. 3, 2, 3. 4, 2, 3, and 5, 2, 3. Switch sides. And repeat. 1, 2, 3. 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, and 5, 2, 3. All right, flip on your stomach. It's time for Superman. Arms stretched out in front, legs stretched out behind you. And making sure we're engaging our shoulders and our glutes. And we're going to pick it up like we're flying like Superman. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, and down. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Inhale. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Last one, make it count. And down. Now go ahead and curl your toes under. Spread your hips out. And try and lay your butt back down on your heels. Get a little child's pose stretch in. Good. All right, guys, we're about to start the next round of our exercises. So the first one is going to be a pushing movement. And so we can either use the wall or something lower to provide an incline. But basically, if we choose to do the wall, we are going to stand just a step or two away from it. Keep our core tight. We're going to softly place our hands on the wall and then try to pop off. Catch ourselves, pop off. So tight core, tight glutes, pressing through your chest. Landing softly to absorb the momentum and returning it through the wall. So if we do it on something a little lower, that'll increase the difficulty of it. So just be careful that the platform you're using is steady, but it's going to be the same concept. And the farther I get away from it, the harder it gets. Well, for the wall, the farther I get away from it, the harder it gets, the closer and the easier. But so if I'm doing it on the box, I'm going to kind of start in a modified plank. I'm going to slowly lower down, press up, and try to softly catch myself. So whichever your preferred method is, go ahead. We'll go ahead and get started. I'll do one on the wall, and then I'll do one on the box. All right, and go. All right, so that's the first exercise. The next exercise is going to be a calf raise. So we can use the wall for that, and we want to walk out as comfortably, as far as we're comfortable with, while we can still keep a nice straight back, tight core, squeeze glutes, and we're going to stand up on our tippy toes, slowly lower back down, and repeat. Exhale. Inhale. We just want to make sure the heel of our foot comes in contact with the ground.
That's BG going crazy.
We'll do 3 more. Now the next exercise is going to be a scap push-up. Your scapula is also called your shoulder blades. And so what we do is we can either do it on flat ground. I'm going to do mine on incline. I feel like it's a little bit easier. But basically, we get in our push-up formation where our hands are in front of our shoulders, our core is tight, our glutes are squeezed. And what we're going to do is we're going to squeeze our shoulder blades together behind our back and then press them apart. And hold that for a second. So slowly squeeze them together and press apart. We'll try and do 10. This is 3. a break. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and do our last circuit. So this time I'm gonna do the pushes on the incline platform. So I'm gonna lower it down, keep my shoulder blades engaged, core is tight, glutes are squeezed, and I'm just gonna pop up and then try and catch myself softly. Exhale, inhale. All right. Next set is calf raises. So remember, straight spine, try and plank against the wall. Stand up on your tippy toes, slowly lower down. All right, time for the last exercise, scat push. So squeeze your shoulder blades together and then press them apart. And it's okay to get a slight curve in your upper back when you're spreading them apart. Two more. All right, take a break. Stop it. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get stretched out. So our first one is going to be a lat stretch. And we're going to stand in front of the wall with our hands in front of our shoulders. And then we're going to try to keep our shoulders pulled into our shoulder socket and slowly lower our torso towards the ground. When you're in the stretch position, hold it, take a couple deep breaths. Come back up. And we'll go ahead and do one more. next one, we're going to use the wall to lean against. We are going to grab the top of our foot and try to pull our heel towards our butt. Keeping a nice engaged glutes, tight core, don't fall. And try and keep your legs from coming apart. We want our knees together. Remember to breathe. And release, switch sides. Switch. And switch. Was that two on each side?
I wasn't paying attention.
We'll see. All right, so our next one is going to be a calf stretch. So we're going to take like a lunge stance, use the wall to brace ourselves. Nice tight core, pressing through that back foot. Back foot, heel should remain on the ground. Remember to breathe. And switch. And switch. And last one, switch. All right, release. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put one leg out in front of us and we're going to tilt that toe up. And then we're going to try and tilt our pelvis backwards to open up the hamstrings. And we're going to try to
That's BT going crazy.
stretch towards that toe. Switch legs. posterior pelvic tilt to open up the hamstrings. And we're going to lower our chest down towards our legs if we can. And then if you can, go ahead and walk out into downward dog. So get to a pike position, and we are going to press the earth away and press our chest towards our legs and look at the wall, look between our legs at whatever's behind you.
FBT going crazy.
All right, slowly come out. So now we're going to go ahead and bring our arms up over top of our head. Reach for the sky, let our shoulder blades come up our back and slightly bend backwards. Squeeze glutes, tight core. Come back to center. Reach one arm down in between your shoulder blades, and with the other arm, gently pull at the elbow. Remember to breathe. All right, and switch.
FBT going crazy.
All right, and one more time, switch. Release, and last one. All right, and release. Go ahead and shake them arms out. So now we're going to bring our arms together, and we're going to go ahead and cross one of them across our chest. Try not to let that shoulder come up. We want to pull it down. And just gently pull in at the elbow. Remember to breathe.
FBT going crazy.
All right, and switch. All right, one more on each side. All right, last one. Make it count. All right, and release. That's all I got for you guys today. Thanks for tuning in. See you next week.